Have you been wanting to start your tutoring business, but you feel completely stuck on what are the first steps to take? Well, I have good news for you. In today's video, I'm going to give you the first 10 steps to start your online tutoring business so you can start making money right away. If we haven't met before, my name's Molly and I'm a fifth grade teacher who helps other teachers and tutors just like you start and grow your online tutoring business and TPT store so you can make an extra $1,000 all the way to $5,000 a month or more in your teacher business. So these are the first 10 steps that I wish personally that someone would have helped me with, that I had to learn the hard way when I started out tutoring a number of years ago. And I want to give them all to you today and make it a lot easier on you as you get started on your tutoring business journey. So the first step is you're going to need to have a tutoring niche. I always recommend to tutors that they pick one subject area and stick with it for tutoring. If you're trying to cover everything, you're going to get stressed out and likely you're not going to be great at everything. So just pick something that you're really good at.
What, like it's hard?
Because that's going to be reviving you in your maybe teacher burnout, or if you're trying to make more money in your tutoring business, it could be because you haven't niched down. Okay, number 2, you're going to need to pick a name. And a lot of tutors get stuck on this because they want something to be super cutesy and they just really get hung up on it. I always recommend going with your name in case you want to pivot your teacher business down the road, then you won't have to rebrand anything. But if you really do want a different name, then go with something that makes sense, maybe that has key words in it and that's not super duper cutesy because you want people to remember it, but it doesn't have to be an alliteration. Okay, number 3, do some market research. You really need to see in your area what kind of tutoring is in high demand. If you're going to do online, then you have a broader brush to paint with, but doing some market research is going to be really key to see what your clientele is in need of and who are your potential clients. Number 4, you need a logo with brand colors. Now, don't get too hung up on this. This is where people really get lost in the weeds and then they have a failure to launch with their business. If you're really stuck and you want somebody to come up with a color palette for you, you can get on websites like Fiverr or Upwork and for a pretty cheap price have someone make a brand palette for you and a logo. So go with that. But if you are a designer type person, you can just get on Canva and do both. And I just recommend keeping it simple and things that you like and don't overthink it. Okay, number 5, figure out who your ideal tutoring client is. And this is something that we dive right into in Tutorpreneur Academy, like right away in the first module. We go very much in depth because you have to speak the language of what your ideal client is looking for. If you're not talking like them, then you're not going to attract them in your social media. So make sure you know who your ideal client is and you kind of have an avatar written out of their needs, what they want to work on, so that you are always thinking like them when you're creating social media posts. Number 6, what are the services that you're going to offer? I also recommend keeping this one really simple. Don't overcomplicate it. The more random packages you come up with, the more you're going to confuse your customer. So if you are going to have a few packages, make them very streamlined. If you're just going to charge by the hour, make it to the point and don't overthink that. Number 7, I think you really need to brush up on your camera ready skills or your Zoom skills or both. If you're going to be tutoring online, then you definitely need to brush up on Zoom and how to use it. If that's the platform you're going to use, maybe you'll use Google Meets. But the reason I mentioned camera ready skills is because you need to be going live on Instagram. You need to talk on your Instagram stories and start getting comfortable doing that. Even if nobody's showing up at first, get used to doing it because that's how you're going to keep people on your list constantly instead of running out of clients and then scratching your head like, why can't I keep my client list full? Okay, number 8, you need a social media strategy. It doesn't have to be something where you're posting 3 times a day, just something that you can consistently keep up with that is attracting your new potential clients. And that's why I did create the Tutoring Business Promotional Kit so that you could have Instagram and Facebook and TikTok type posts created for you, and then you can just change out the brand colors and put your own spin on it. But there's even like the language inside of the post that you can repurpose and use for your business. And there's a video to go with every single template. There's also an old-fashioned flyer in there too, in case you're somebody that likes to send things out in the mail. And I'll leave a link below in the description box for the Tutoring Business Promo Kit. It is a low price offer, but it has a lot of value because it gets you promoting your tutoring business, which you should be doing from beginning all the way to a full client list, constantly putting people on your wait list. All right, number 9, weekly content. This goes with the social media strategy, but you do need to have weekly content that's coming out, whether that is just on Instagram right now and that's all you can manage, or you're growing your email list too, or maybe you're really good at TikTok videos. Whatever the one thing is that you can start doing today, consistently show up for your audience, and I promise you, you will have a full client list. The people that come to me for coaching that cannot keep people on their list or not getting people, when I ask them about their social media strategy, they don't have one. So that is something to think about to be consistent. And last but not least, do you have a system to keep track of all the details in your business, how you're going to get paid, how you're going to bill clients, your wait list, how you're growing your email list? And that is all included inside of Tutorpreneur Academy, my signature course where I help you start and grow your tutoring business. But if you don't have those systems to start now, I recommend, again, picking one thing that you can start with today. Maybe it's your payment system, keeping track of that. You need systems and processes. That's how the tutors that are making more money than $1,000 a month, $3,000, $5,000. That's how they're doing it, is because they have systems and they're running their tutoring business like a business, not like a hobby. All right, well, I've given you 10 tips today to help you get started with your online tutoring business. What questions do you have about getting started tutoring? Leave them in the comments below and share this video with a friend who wants to start tutoring. And don't forget about promoting your tutoring business being number 1 if you're trying to have a full client list, and you can join the Tutoring Business Promo Kit today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.